Thank you. So, yeah, friends, we are discussing about the thought, the power of thought. So, as I said, we are all are thought beings. So, we create our own reality. We are creating our own. Yeah, will then. So, we are creating our own reality with our own thoughts. So, what are thoughts? What we think about, we think about something that strucks in our mind. From where these thoughts are coming off, we get these thoughts from the outer environment. Maybe it's some other's thought, maybe from a video. So we think about something that is about a thought, but we have to filter that. The thinking is different from a thought. The both are different. Thinking and thought, the both are different. So thoughts come into our mind, but in those 100 or 50 thoughts, we think about one thought. We hold about one thought which is aligned with our desire and with our wants. Have you experimented about this? Just think about it. So we do calls, we listen from a movie, we watch movies, we watch news, and we talk about friends, we have conversations with different people. But have you ever thought of that from morning to till night? Can we remember each and every discussion? No, we can't, isn't it? We can't remember. Then what we can remember? That we can remember only that is which is aligned with our likes, dislikes, with our desires, with our wants. We think about that. And which we don't like the most. We don't like likes and dislikes, right? We think about that. So these all come into our mind from the outer environment. That is thoughts. They come into our mind for some others discussion, some other words, people from words from some other people. But thinking is different. What we think, that we will create it. We think from these thoughts, we select one thing and we keep on thinking on certain things. Could be these thoughts, these thoughts have certain energies. So each and every thought has feelings. As we discussed in the past sessions, friends, a thought has certain feelings. These feelings, when become stronger, it goes into emotions, right? So like that, so each thought carries certain energies. So these energies, they may like drain us, or they give us energy. So that's what we have discussed about the thought in the first session. So today we are going to discuss the power of the thought. How can we increase the power of our thought? Because we no one, it's like we kept on no ancestors, from we heard from the ancestors that there are a god, there is a god in the higher realms. So who directs, who manifested, who writes our reality, who scripts everything our life, about our life. But no, that's a myth. That's a myth. We create our own life. We are the soul responsible for our birth. We select our parents. We alone select our name, everything, whatever it is happening, the people in our life. We are the sole responsible for these happening, these situations, with a single thought. The single thought. So to create even a better future, to create even a better life, we have to filter our thoughts. We have to change the pattern of our thoughts. First, first we will discuss what are the types of thought. There are 4 types of thoughts. 4 types. One is disastrous thinking. I mean, disastrous thoughts, like we thinking about, we have known about the thought and thinking, right? Thoughts come into our mind, but we pick one thing and we keep on thinking about that. And what we think, it will happen. What the inner intention is, and the outer reality is depends on inner intent. Outer reality depends upon inner intent. That means intent is our thought. Intent means thought. So there are 4 types of thinking: disastrous thinking, right? Negative thinking, positive thinking, and miraculous thinking. There are 4 types. Again, disastrous, negative, positive, and miraculous thinking. So we all have to remember that we have to, from positive to, we have to shift to miraculous thinking. So we should not go to a disastrous thinking. So for what about disastrous thinking mean? So disastrous thinking mean, we go with the example. If a person, like if a person is, he bought a car, okay, so he is driving for the first time. So he thinks, if he's having a manner of disastrous thinking, he thinks that, if I go for a drive, for a short drive, what happens is, I definitely I will hit a car. Definitely, an accident will happen. So definitely I may get injured, or I may hit someone. So this is disastrous thinking. That means always thinking about disastrously, but what is odd thinking. So this is disastrous thinking, that we shouldn't, because what we think, it will happen for sure. So we should avoid that. And next coming is negative thinking. In this negative thinking, the same person, if he is having a negative thinking pattern, so he says that I may hit someone. I don't know, with the fear. So I may hit someone, or I may get into an accident. So I may, because he's not sure, because he's not sure about it. He's not having self-confidence. So this may is like negative thinking. And we shouldn't also practice this. We should avoid disastrous and negative thinking. And coming to the positive thinking, if a person is having a positive thought, the same, he says that, okay, definitely, I will drive there for a short drive, I will go for a short drive, and definitely I will return back with no no negative, no disastrous. So he is very confident, and he is very sure, and he is thinking positively. So that we need, that we all have to practice. And next one is miraculous, which we must and should. Miraculous thinking person. So how the miraculous thinking person thinks about? He says that, no, I will go for a drive, and within 20 minutes, or within a short time, within a fixed time, he will fix the time. I will come back for sure, but definitely I will come back. So this is miraculous thinking. Miraculously, I will go there, and I won't take much time. Maybe it will take half an hour, but I will come back within a short time. Miraculous. This is miraculous thinking. So what we think, it will happen. So we have to change the pattern of thinking, right? So whenever we get a negative thought, so soon we have to pause there. We have to give a pause and change that negative thought into a miracle thought immediately. We all have, even I get negative thoughts, but immediately what I will do is, I will shift that thought into a miraculous thought. So so this is happen. So first, disastrous, don't go to the disastrous. So who else go through the disastrous thinking is, if a person keeps on thinking on a negative thought, keeps on thinking negatively, so deeply, and this drives to the disastrous thinking. So if a person thinks more about negatively, dwelling in that energies, in that negative energy, that means in that negative thoughts, more dwelling in that leads to the disastrous thinking. So coming to the positive, when we practice positive thinking, definitely we will shift to a miraculous thinking, miraculous thoughts. So like, for example, what we think, it will happen, right? What we think, it will definitely, it will happen, what we strongly think. But what we are thinking, for example, see the YouTube, when we search for certain when we want certain things, so we search in that, right? When we go for a search, for example, a cooking video, a recipe, then what happens? Every time the down, when we check all the YouTube links, all the cooking, all the cooking recipes, whatever we are searching for, it will appear, isn't it? So what we search, it will give us on YouTube. And all the videos, so even the notifications or rest of the day, it will pop out all the same videos. That means we thought and we search for something, and the YouTube gave every time whatever we want, it will give us in reality. So whatever we think, in the same way, whatever we think, it will happen for sure. So from ancestors, from like our elders, they say with concern or with some fear, they say that, don't go there, you should not be like that, you should, so you should not, you don't like, so like negative sense. Change the words into a positive. Change the words into a positive. We should not think in a manner that what we don't want. We have to think what we want. Understood? So we should not think about what we don't want. For example, um I went to a party. Okay, I'm having a beautiful, I'm wearing a beautiful dress. So I'm very happy with my dressing, everything. So before leaving the house, if I think, so my dress, no, how I'm going in the party, I should come back without any mark on my dress. I should not get any mark on my dress. Any, like, I don't want some drinks or food to spill on my dress. So I don't want. So this is my thinking. So if I keep on thinking of that with fear or certain accident, so someone may hit, so definitely something or the other spills on my dress. Because what I am thinking, I should not do this, I should not, like, I don't want this. So what I have to shift into a different pattern. I go with this dress, I'm happy, and everyone appreciate my dress, you know. It's so, it will be beautiful. And no, don't think about the marks, don't think about any mark. So this is what, like, miraculous thinking. That means change the way of pattern we think. A teacher says, for example, a teacher says, you should not talk in the class, don't look at that, don't look in outside or the window. So that child always thinks about the window. Always he wants to peep out, always he wants to see what is going on, why they are stopping me to see. That means our mind is like that. What we don't want, our mind goes there. So instead of that, what we have to do is shift our focus on what we want. If it's the same teacher says, now look at the board, if she stops to say, don't look at the window, instead of that, look at the board, here is the lesson, here is the picture, look at the board. If you don't understand, let me interactive. So avoiding that window. So this is how we have to shift our thoughts. And so if yeah, as I explained before, if a negative thought comes, pause there and immediately shift into the positive, and then miraculous. So we have to think, we know that we have to think positively, but from now onwards, we have to think miraculously. Miraculously. Definitely, I will pass my exam. Why I'm going into fear? I will pass my exam. I have enough confidence. So this is what the manifestation also works, friends. Manifestation. How the manifestation works? Keep on thinking of what we want. So definitely it will happen. For me, like many times it has happened. Like a book. I was searching for a book. I want that book desperately. So I want this book. How I can get this book? Within no time, I got it couriered. That book came to me. So this is what we think about. Simply we have to remember that where the thought goes, there the energy goes. Simply think like this: where the thought goes, there the energy goes. So where I am giving this energy, to what I am giving this energy, picturize that. Picturize your thought. That is how we can picturize your thought. No, I don't want this. Then what you want, picturize that what you want. This is how the thought should be, friends. So 4 types: disastrous, negative, positive, and miraculous. So we should avoid disastrous and negative. It's okay to get negative thoughts, but immediately we have to remember to shift that negative thought into a positive or a miraculous thought. Then see the energy. We will always be in a positive vibration, right? So this is all about a thought and different types of thought, friends. So shall I stop the recording first?